Am I the butthole for not leaving my dream job even thought it makes my mom uncomfortable? So I, female, 18, work in the drama and music industry. As a result, I meet a lot of people from every background. Recently I've been part of a project that requires me to work with a group of older people ranging from ages 18 to 40. None of us knew each other before starting the project, but it's been 6-ish months, and we're all quite close friends. My role in this performance is a girl who is in a relationship with someone who's 30 and the actor is 32. I'm fine with this role, there's a lot of safeguarding surrounding it and I have no issue with speaking my mind if I'm uncomfortable. I also know the directors have my back as they fired someone who was being too handsy, so I feel safe overall. My mom also knows about the role and is not too happy with it. I get it can be uncomfortable, but I cannot explain how amazing everyone is when we, myself and 32, have to do scenes together. Yesterday I came into work and was immediately asked by the producer and director to come into the back. They explained that my mom had been sending emails and phoning the company about my role and how it's not healthy for them to cast me. They said they weren't going to fire me, which was a relief to hear, but I was still angry with my mom for contacting them. When I got home, I started to yell at her for contacting my place of work because of her own issues. She said she doesn't feel comfortable with the role I have and simply wanted me to be changed to the ensemble. I'm not going to pretend I'm the most intelligent person in the world, I'm naive and young, but I feel that as long as I feel comfortable, I should be allowed to do this role. Am I the butthole for keeping my role? Edit, the people at r/AmItheAsshole. 1. I never said I was a star, only one of the leads. 2. I'm not inexperienced. I've been acting since I was a child. 3. This is not a community theater show. It's an actual real performance my theater is putting on. It'll be on stage for 8 weeks and then, depending on sales, for another 4. Yes, one of the directors/writers is young, but everyone else is experienced. I'm getting paid a decent amount. 4. You've picked up on the fact that I compared the script to the Killing Stalking manga. I don't want to go into too much detail plot-wise, but the show is meant to be a romance with the backdrop of a murder mystery. The show isn't a sex show. I only compared to KS because there are similar elements that happen later in the manga. Reddit link. Not the butthole. You mom has gone way past the line. She needs to hear loud and clear that she can never contact your employer again. Or, you will never contact her again. I agree. Not the butthole. This line really stuck out to me. She said she doesn't feel comfortable with the role I have and simply wanted me to be changed to the ensemble. It's not about her. Original poster should not ruin anything for herself for her mom's comfort. Honestly, the selfishness is kind of astounding. She's not even pretending it's out of concern for original poster. For original poster, a grown but adult. Here again, we have an instance of a smother. I disagree that 18 years is a grown but adult, but I do think it's a person who is ready to make their own choices and start handling their own mistakes should they make any. I get it's a weird transition when your kid is legally an adult but still a teenager, able to leave your house but still choosing to live with you. But mom has to get with the times. Their relationship is changing. She has to make the leap from guardian to confidant and mentor. Original poster is going to make her own choices, some of them good, some of them bad. All mom can do is offer her opinion, her experience and, most importantly, her support. Original poster's mom needs to embrace the transition. Anything else and she risks getting shut out. Not the butthole. It doesn't matter if you think that an 18-year-old is an adult or not. They can sign contracts, serve in the military, take out loans, obtain credit, make their own investments, be turned out by their parents, etc. If it were up to me, alcohol and cannabis would be legal for 18-year-olds, but that's a different discussion. Like it or not, 18 is a grown but adult. There's a big difference between being legally an adult and being mentally/emotionally an adult. Userge87's comment was all about mental/emotional adulthood and life experience, and listing a bunch of things original poster is now legally allowed to do has nothing to do with anything. Reddit link. Legally speaking, Op's mother has absolutely no right to interfere with Op's employment. Ever. Honestly, they should never interfere. The job relationship is between the employee and the employer, so any issues a family member has need to be taken to the employee. AKA, for the love of all that is holy, do not call your kid's employer. I don't think grown but adult is a legal term. Oh God, not the butthole at all, and jumping on to share my story. My mom is typical mama bear and I love her dearly, but have had to establish and hold some hard boundaries. My first corporate job involved a huge learning curve throughout which I often expressed my frustration with Mom. She responded by turning up to my work with flowers and confronting my boss. I happened to be at lunch, so she had a good 20 minutes with him. I was, and still, mortified. Thankfully he also had an overprotective mom, and we shared some laughs. I had a very stern conversation with my mom, forbidding her from contacting me / turning up to work outside of an emergency. And she's kept to it. Even when I vent. She meant well but had a hard time adjusting from I need to protect my baby to I have to trust my baby to protect herself. People are generally reasonable. Not the butthole, and be firm with your mom, remind her that this is your decision and you own your career. Advice might be welcome but not interference. She raised a smart and capable adult, and she needs to realize that. And show her some love too. Hopefully this whole event will be nothing more than a cringe memory. And tell her tryouts for Lolita are next week. Break a leg. She said she doesn't feel comfortable with the role I have and simply wanted me to be changed to the ensemble. In short, please demote my daughter to a less prominent, lower paying position. That's total career sabotage. I suggest original poster should go back to the director / producer, again apologize for her mom's behavior, and tell them in no uncertain terms that if they get any contact from her mom of any sort, they have her permission and request to literally tell her to go F herself. Because original poster can't control her mom, but can control her own actions, and she is committed to the role and the company. Totally agree. This is outrageous behavior on her mom's part and needs to be dealt with accordingly. Not the butthole. You are 18, legally an adult, and you are responsible for making your own decisions, and managing the consequences. She can give you her opinion, but it's inappropriate for her to contact your place of work. She's a helicopter parent. Sounds like maybe she didn't get the memo original poster is an adult. Or she just doesn't care. But I totally agree, the only not healthy thing was her trying to micromanage her daughter's career. I can understand that you would still want to help them because young people do take an advantage due to ignorance or thinking it's normal. She did go the wrong way about it though and should have just talked to original poster. Not the butthole. So she'll torpedo your career until she feels comfortable. You're an adult, she needs to respect boundaries. Pennies to pound she pulls the well while you're under my roof card. Yeah, time to move out and go low contact and info diet already. Not the butthole. I can understand her being uncomfortable, but she shouldn't have contacted your place of employment. Yes. I'd especially understand this if original poster was leaning into romantic interest with this older coworker, B. In all circumstances an 18-year-old will work with older people at work, so although I get the mom's concerns, they don't seem to be relevant here. She's only focusing on one small piece of a much larger pie and apparently willing to torpedo her daughter's career for it. I'm not going to give a judgment on this cause. To be honest, I truly see both sides and have a hard time calling anyone in butthole. I'm also in the industry, and at your age I would have also been mortified if my mom did something like that. Even now I would be, but a couple of years ago I would have handled it way worse. But the older I get, the more I understand why older women always try to shield and or protect me from older men that very easily could have taken advantage of me at that age. I thought I was mature enough to do crap like that, and laughing out loud I was not. Now my and your situations are naturally different, we're diff people, so this doesn't necessarily apply to you, but as you get older and start to realize just how easy and how often older men take advantage of young women, especially in the entertainment industry, it gets really effing scary. Add on the fact that she's your mother, so I can't imagine the kind of stress a situation like this is putting on her. That being said, she had no right to go about it the way she did. She may be your mother, but you're now legally an adult and allowed to make these decisions for yourself. I say all this to say that absolutely she was wrong, but try if you can try to see this from the way she's seeing it. My suggestion would be to have you, the director, your mom, And anyone else you think is relevant to this, sit down and have an in-depth discussion and explain to her the lengths everyone is going through to keep you safe and protected. This issue has already been addressed before, so show the steps that have been taken and will be taken again if the same problem arises. All that can really be done is your mother apologizing for overstepping and you understanding more about the concerns your mother has. I usually hate using this line cause I don't think most people use it right, but your mom is doing this because she loves you and cares about your safety and well-being. The type of fear that goes through a parent thinking their child could be hurt is something most people can't understand without being a certain age or being put in a similar situation. Basically, you and mom just need to sit down and have a heart-to-heart about your boundaries and her worries. If you're willing, try seeing if you two and do a couple/parent-child counseling. Having a third person as a medium really helped me when I had to have a hard conversation with my own mother. I know I'm ranting, but this is the thing I love about Gens. Y'all had millennials to bring forth more of the BS nonsense y'all are going to have to deal with as adults in the real world, such as a situation as this that someone could, not that they would but could, use it to take advantageous you in one way or another. You seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders and are going into this with your eyes wide open. Keep them peeled and don't be afraid to speak up if you feel like you or others aren't being treated with respect. Yeah, not going to lie, but this post gives me shivers. They are probably just good guys and everything is fine, but just the idea of casting an 18-year-old to do topless rape scenes doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, honestly, the only real buttholes here are the casting directors. Like they had to know the age difference was going to be a problem. Ad on that original poster is barely legal and I'm now just finding out there is a goddamn topless rape scene. I'm starting to think mom might be onto something. 18 years old to do topless rape scenes. Oh, hangs on what? Was that in the original poster? It doesn't change my not the butthole vote, but boy, that is a delicate space to walk though safely. It's also hard to imagine most decent 32-year-old actors would be comfortable playing the role of rapist with a topless 18-year-old partner. It's in original poster's comment history. I knew something was up when I was reading the original poster. She was clearly minimizing the nature of the job, and in all honesty, I think she might have a crush on 32. Huh? Is that what they're doing? Not the butthole. Your mother has no business what you want your job to after you are 18. If you enjoy your job and you feel safe in your job, there is no reason she should contact your work. She needs to understand you are old enough to make your own decisions. Every job is going to have a chance that there are bad people, and she needs to back off. Mom needs a strict information diet. I hope original poster can enforce it. Not the butthole. Your mom is way out of line and could have damaged your career. Have you told her about the safeguarding rules and about why you are sure the director would have your back? Maybe that would put her mind at ease? You are obviously young, but it doesn't sound like you are naive. It sounds like you actually put some thought into the situation. Original poster replies. She knows the director has my back because I told her about the first guy, Hansy, which I feel is the reason why she's not too happy with my role. But I've told her a number of times how supportive everyone is. She doesn't have to be comfortable with it. The key piece is that she could have damaged your career, as /user Ripsilon42 says. Your career. This is how you put food on the table, how you support your family, or future family, if you want one. No one has a right to interfere with your place of work, regardless of how much they don't like your job. Her being your mom doesn't make it better or more understandable. She should understand the damage she could be causing to your livelihood. You need to lay down boundaries fast and hard, perhaps as far as telling her if she ever contacts one of your employers again, your relationship is over. I'm not sure it would even be possible for you to overreact in this situation. It isn't a hard or unreasonable ask, all she has to do is nothing. Reddit link. Your particular job is not the only one where people get handsy. I had a guy grab my butt while I worked at a gas station. I kicked backwards and then yelled at him, so you should never get a job because this can happen anywhere. Info. Is this performance particularly controversial in terms of exposure, e.g. topless, full nudity, simulated or even real sex? Ultimately it is your career and your choice as an adult, but I would understand your mother's concerns more if this is a particularly explicit performance. As another performer, the butthole here is the theater industry. Are you an adult? Yes. Is it appropriate to cast you romantically opposite someone 13 years older than you? No. Look, good people or not, that age difference is wrong. If the play calls for it, Oleana? The play is outdated and shouldn't be done anymore. I'm really glad you're having a good experience and I'm sorry your mom overstepped, but I promise you that with more time in the industry by the time you are 32 you will probably be uncomfortable with the idea of being cast opposite an 18-year-old. Not the butthole. Get that money. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.